He just woke up. All right. Welcome back to the algorithm. This is our fourth episode and our week two NFL recap. So I'm Toby. This is Spencer. We are hopefully going to be joined by Joey in a second. We'll see. If not, we will be joined later on by Matt to discuss some Philly sports and maybe some just, life topics in general. Um, so yeah, I think Joey just said he'll join when Matt joins. But we can let him. I'll just let him know. Uh, okay. So we're gonna get into NFL Week 2, and Spencer, you said you had some opening thoughts, so let's hear them.
Yeah, I just thought the football from week one to week two is just so different.
Yeah.
Um, and this happens every year. Like you get sucked into like offenses are gonna be so bad this year. It happens every week one. I think like, okay, offense is gonna be awful, and then week two happens and you're like, oh, okay, football's back. Um, you would think if you were You would think if you see this happening all the time, you would start playing your starters in week four of preseason, but still you can't do that because you can't let your players get injured in preseason. So
Yeah.
I think everyone knows, and just my thoughts of like the difference between week one and week two is that week one is just always going to be awful and a shit show. Don't bet on week one is basically like
So,
my new
so
philosophy.
I'm gonna zag a little bit
Okay.
because I mean I agree with you. Don't bet on week 1. I think week 2 is considerably harder to bet on because last week we did our overreactions, right?
Yeah.
And I know most of them were kind of jokes, but it's impossible not to overreact to week 1 games, right? Like you
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
Steelers Jets, for example, and you think, oh wow, maybe the Jets are a little frisky, whatever. Maybe I'll take them plus 6.5, and then next thing you know, you've bet on the Jets against the Bills, and the Bills are obviously going to wipe the Jets,
Yeah. Yeah.
or just like team like Minnesota, for example, they could have a big win, great, comeback win. And then next thing you know, they're putting up 6 points. So I think that week 2 is weirdly harder. Last year, I remember on week 1, I did all right betting, and then week 2, I just got slammed. I lost everything. So
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I mean, betting in general is hard, but I like
yeah.
unless you got something, but whatever. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I do see what you're saying with week two being harder to bet on. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I thought there was some really good football this week. As you were saying before we started recording. Um, I don't know, week one I kind of didn't like any of the football besides the Sunday night game. Like I was just like bored the whole time. But this one, I was a lot more engaged and I enjoyed quite a bit.
Yeah, I
And I'm
thought it was a
excited to
super
talk about it.
entertaining week. I still don't know how much we know about these teams. Like the records are
Yeah,
so
yeah.
weird, and there's are only a few teams that I definitely love, and like I don't know if we have a cross-off team yet. We're gonna discuss that later, but there's still it's so early in the season, so we'll
Yeah.
see.
There's a
Um,
lot, like a lot of the games either went down to the wire, were close, were entertaining if they weren't close. Like I just don't think we got that week one. We had a lot
yeah,
of
there.
uninspired games. In this one, I feel like there were some
Mhm.
inspired games.
Yeah, I mean, except for that Bills game, I would
Yeah.
agree. And yeah,
But
this
that
week
was
even.
like I was working, so I didn't get home until 1:45. So I missed like the first like 45 minutes late. And then I don't have Red Zone anymore because I don't have cable or anything. So I've been trying to stream it. And so like it took me like 30 minutes to like go through all like the Xing out of like all the ads and stuff.
Mhm.
So I missed about like the first like quarter and a half. And so I was trying to catch up through like scoreboard watching and stat watching. And before I even turned it on, the Bills were up like 20-3. So I
Yeah,
never saw like a lick of that game.
yeah, that
Red
was
Zone
not a
wasn't
game
showing
at
that
all.
shit.
Yeah.
Um, and so like yeah, I'm excited to talk about it. We can keep going.
Yeah, well, this is probably the only podcast in America that's going to start with the Cowboys Giants game. But given that it's our two teams and that we actually got quite a thrilling game, that's where we're
I
going to
almost put
start.
my Cowboys jersey on, and then I remembered it was a Micah Parsons jersey, so I had to take it off.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that there would have been a much easier victory for you guys if Micah Parsons had been, had been there. But
Yeah.
well, you won, so you get to start if you want.
Um, I mean, that was a really fun game.
It was awesome. It was a
Like,
great game.
I don't remember exactly like how it went, like back and forth, but all I know is that Russell Wilson pass,
Yeah.
that last touchdown,
Yeah.
like exceptional. Actually, I don't even want to talk about the Cowboys or the Giants to start this off. I want to talk about the Eagles really, really quickly.
Okay. All right, go.
Um, how bad is the Eagles like offense if they didn't do anything to this Cowboys defense? Because Russell Wilson shredded them.
Yeah.
Like absolutely
And
shredded them. And I know that we're talking about the Eagles and the Chiefs next, so maybe I shouldn't talk about this. But that's all I could think about this whole game.
yeah.
I
And
don't know if you thought that as well, but
I
I know that
I
the
didn't
Cowboys,
think about it enough.
yeah, I know
But
that the Cowboys aren't gonna make the playoffs probably, let alone like do something in the playoffs. And so like the next best thing is if the Eagles crash and burn, like especially
yeah,
if the Giants aren't that good. Like if my team's not gonna be good, I don't want the Eagles to be good. I don't want the
of
Giants to be good.
course.
And so I was like, damn, Russell Wilson has 400 yards,
He
and how
almost
many
had
did Jalen
500.
Hurts have? Like
Yeah.
they scored how many points? But that Brandon Aubrey kick, he has two 64-yard field goals in his career. The rest of the NFL has two of all time.
It it was just such a crazy thing that like they were set up for like a 67 yarder. They give it to Sanders and he kind of just like stumbles forward and they're like, okay, good, that'll get
Yeah,
like
they were talking about they were like Brian Schottenheimer is putting like the fate of his like coaching because it's two games. He's not going to get fired, but like if you lose to the Giants and you give up 37 points and lose to the Giants like that, like that's not a good
but
start to your head coaching career.
I couldn't have been more certain that he was going to make it. Like I
Yeah.
knew he was going to make it. And
Yeah.
I think the Giants, I would love to run the numbers on this, but the Giants have been beaten by like 58 plus yard field goals so many times in my childhood into my young adult years. Like this has just happened so many times. I think there was a game against the Eagles maybe in like 2016 or something
Mm.
where they hit like a 60 yarder and I just remember like oh my God, I was just crashing out. I was like 12. I was throwing. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think as a Giants fan, it was fun to be invested in a game, especially
Uh,
against the Cowboys. Um, no matter what the case may be, no matter if Russell Wilson and Malik Neighbors is a, dynamic connection, the Giants secondary was so god awful.
hmm.
Um, and I mean the Cowboys defense was too. You can talk about that, but just watching Dak drop back and four-man rush, he's going to have some time, and just knowing CD or Pickens or Jake Ferguson or someone is just going to be open, and
Yeah.
it's not going to be an issue for him to get the ball to one of his receivers. So my point being that, I can be a little excited seeing the offense play like that, almost being the Cowboys, but this team is garbage, and there's no point of having a good defensive line if the quarterback can always find someone open. And I think our coaching staff is pretty bad. I don't know. This
Yeah.
defensive coordinator doesn't give me any reason to believe in him. So yeah,
You know,
Giants
I
Giants are no good.
I will say if you're building a team, I think they're doing it the right way.
Hmm.
Um, like I don't know, a defensive line I think is the most important thing to a team besides a quarterback and like the lines especially, like offensive and defensive line.
Yeah,
But if you're building on a team, what's the point of having like a really good cornerback if your team can't rush the ball? Like you need to start somewhere. And I think
yeah,
starting at a defensive line, like I think they could have done a couple of things differently of not rushing just four, like making it a five on, but they had to because they don't have a good defensive back or good cornerbacks. Um, but speaking of the Cowboys, Micah Parsons really makes that game a lot different. He makes the first game a lot different.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
Um,
Wilson actually had time to throw.
Wilson had time to throw. I will say not to defend the Cowboys because I don't want to defend the Cowboys, but they were missing their two cornerbacks, like two of their
Yeah.
four cornerbacks. Um, so that's kind of tough to win like that. Um, but yeah, I think these teams are both terrible. And I think
It's
I
funny that
think
we're
like like they're just both so bad, but they have veteran quarterbacks with elite receivers. Um, and quarterbacks that just know how to play the game and offenses that just were able to shred each other up. I mean, I don't know how else this game you can analyze this game. What do you think? Like the Cowboys are gonna score 40 points every game?
yeah, I mean, look, these are two teams that are going to be picking in the top 10 or 12 of the draft.
Mhm. I
I
will
mean,
say the one thing that's really exciting, honestly, is the Cowboys rushing attack. Um, Javonte Williams had 100 yards on the ground. I don't know when the last time a Cowboys running back out had
yeah, like Zeke,
like
but like OG
genuinely
Zeke.
2019 Zeke is probably the last time we had like a 100-yard rusher.
When Javonte Williams scored that touchdown in the third quarter where he went right up the gut and the Giants were just bouncing off of him, but not in like a Derrick Henry way, just in like a very
Just like
pathetic and
missed tackles way.
half-hearted way. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Uh, but
yeah.
like just like a fun way to a fun game. Like I know you crashed out a little bit. It was kind of funny. Um, when that Russell Wilson touchdown happened, I texted like people that I played baseball with at school, who were Giants fans, being like, "Damn, that was sick." And then when they lost, I was like, yeah, I was just laughing a little bit.
So this is a take that I developed for, I texted my dad this and just good podcast take. I think that the increase in the range of kickers in the NFL is bad for the sport and it's boring and it sucks. And combine that with this kickoff rule nonsense that we're going to get into maybe when we talk about this Steelers game.
Mm,
But the ball's starting now
at
at
the
like the
35.
35 basically. And
You need
if
15
the
yards if you're the
kicker,
Cowboys. If you trust them to get a 70
yeah,
yarder, you
if the
need 15
kicker can hit a
yards.
field goal from 48-yard line, you need like a first down and a half.
Yeah.
Like that's think about like old NFL, like the ball would start at the 20. You'd have to get the ball up to like the 35 maybe. That's like 50 yards almost.
Yeah.
And nowadays it's just like, oh, just get like a quick like, you know, cross to Jake Ferguson and you're in field goal range. Like
Yeah.
I
I've
hate
been
that. I
saying
hate that.
I've been saying this about the Cowboys for quite some time. Like I'm sure like you remember I'm sure I've talked to you about this when we were like watching the Cowboys when Brandon Aubrey first came into the league. I was like, we need 20 yards. Like
Yes.
obviously they're not gonna go for it in the first quarter for like a 60-yard field goal, like against a good team. They're not gonna give him the ball back in case he misses.
No, but they would, I think. I think they would always
But
let Aubrey kick it from 60.
yeah, exactly. And it's such a weapon. And we talked about kicking last week about getting rid of kicking. I think the Cowboys are the last like Jerry like if it came to a vote, like Jerry Jones would not vote for it. Plus he's
No.
like it's just another
Also,
white
maybe this
person.
would be
It's
dumb.
it's a it's another white person he can have on his team, so he's not gonna try and get rid
Yeah.
of that. Um but I know he knows he has a weapon, and I know that he knows like this is I don't know.
Yeah.
I do like the new kickoff rules though. Like in general, I like them. I like the action.
Yeah. More
Um,
fun to see returns.
yeah, definitely. I don't really want to
So,
talk about the game anymore.
yeah, it's too long. All
Yeah,
right, we can talk briefly about Eagles Chiefs. It would have been more fun with Joey, but this game honestly sucked
it
ass.
was so
I
bad.
hated
I
this
hated
game.
this game so much.
So, I think we should just kind of talk about this game in like a well, we're going to do more panic meter stuff soon, but like the offenses for both the Eagles and the Chiefs, I don't
Non-existent.
get it. I don't know what's happening. I One of my favorite things is that in some point in the fourth quarter, um, Kevin Burkhardt goes, And interesting to see that Jalen Hurts has not completed a pass more than 6 yards downfield the entire game. And it's just like he has the best offensive line in the league. He has AJ Brown, he has Devontae Smith. How is that possible? How has he not completed a ball more than 6 yards down the field? Meanwhile,
Um,
Mahomes, like, is like, 14 for 25 with 130 yards and no touchdowns. Or no, I guess he had the touchdown at the end of the game, but
mhm. He was
like
their
it's just
leading rusher.
he's their leading rusher. Yeah, 2 weeks in a row,
I
maybe.
think so.
Um, and like I know he doesn't have good weapons. I completely think that's legitimate. But he's just not playing well.
Yeah.
Like he's missing guys. He's not really creating much. He's scrambling. Um, and the interception wasn't his fault. Kelsey really, that was his fault.
I missed that interception. I didn't.
So yeah, Mahomes threw an interception in the like early fourth quarter in the end zone, and it was a totally good pass to Kelsey where it just bounced off of his hands into Eagles defender's hands. So I mean that was the game,
Yeah.
and yeah, I mean it's just a really boring game.
But this is how the Eagles played last year, I feel like. It was just a little bit more like pizzazz, honestly, I think is the best word to
Hmm.
like just more like more going for it. Like, they lost their coordinators, right? They lost their offensive and defensive. They lost Kellen Moore. Like
Yeah.
it's the same system, just slightly different tactics. And I think those different tactics, like you still have like you see why they're winning because they have AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon Barkley, like a really good defense, a great offensive line, and Jalen Hurts. That's why they win. But the reason they're not blowing teams out anymore is because they don't have that like special offensive scheme.
I guess I can't explain it any other way. Like
Like it
their
has to
offense
be.
is unbelievable. Like they have the best offense in the league on paper. So
I just
yeah,
don't get how bad of an offensive coordinator you can be to let this like team so unless they're doing this on purpose, which I can't believe is
it
true.
is. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's early. Another thing, and maybe this is really just stupid, and I'm looking for like bait on the podcast, but like I'm generally skeptical that old coaches can hang in at this point with like the young whiz kids behind
Mm.
the tablets. Does Andy Reid still have it? Andy Reid's old. What do you think?
I don't know. Like it's so hard to just give up on him right after making the Super Bowl. I get that they got blown out. I don't really care about that. Like shit happens. The Eagles team is like was by far better than them. Like, but at some point, like you can't be like on top of your game forever. At what point is it over? And I think we might be reaching that point. And there's no shame in that. And it's like there's no problem with that. It's just like leave the football before the football leaves you, almost.
Yeah, I don't have the faith in an old, vet like Andy Reid running a team the way I do in like a Matt LaFleur or something,
Yeah.
where like coaching is hard and it takes like incredible hours of working to be a good
Hmm.
coach. And like I don't blame a 68-year-old overweight guy if he can't hang with that the way that someone like LaFleur who's like early 40s could do, or
I mean,
McVay or
he's in
someone
his
like that.
70s. It's also like, what are you
He's
gonna do when
67.
Tyquan Thornton is like your second leading receiver?
Yeah, it's pretty
Like
bad.
no disrespect to him. I'm sure he's a great person, but
There's a really nice guy, yeah.
yeah, he's a great guy. But like, what is he
Yeah.
supposed to do with a 36-year-old Travis Kelce, like Hollywood Brown, who's been on what three different teams, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, Worthy's out,
At
Rice
only
is out.
28, he's like just kind of been passed around the league.
Yeah.
Like Isaiah Pacheco coming off an injury, Kareem Hunt, like what is he supposed to do is my question.
Yeah.
And Patrick Mahomes just doesn't seem as good.
Yeah, I know.
Also, like, but Mahomes doing this thing, like, whenever he like throws a bad pass, just pisses me off so
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
Because it's
It's
like, bro,
it's
it's your fault.
it's been hard to watch him play low key.
Yeah.
All right. I want to do some rapid fire through some
hmm
topics. Okay, Colts Broncos.
What a game.
What do you think about Dimes? I mean, awesome, right?
Um, I mean, I don't know what else there is to say that's not going to be said everywhere else. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
He's 2-0.
I know.
Actually, I
And
want to say this. Your brother, he texted me before the season, like the day before the first game, and was like, my hot take this year is the Colts are gonna be the worst team in the league. And so he sent me like the money and was like, Colts under 4.5 wins. And I was like, all right, I'll throw a buck on it as well. Like, I don't want to pay you out and not get paid myself. So I kind
hmm
of have like anything that he bets, I always put my own money on just in case. So I'm not like just sending him money without betting. And they won yesterday, and I was like, I don't think under 4.5 is gonna
I don't
hit,
think
my
that's gonna
friend.
hit.
Um,
Um,
I mean,
but what
and
about
I
that?
I love the Broncos. I in the last week I said Broncos minus 3.5 or whatever it was is my pick of the week. Bo Nix played better.
He played pretty well.
He played pretty well. Their
He
defense
threw
was
a
good.
bad pick in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I did text you guys asking if Pat Surtain was out because I didn't see him. But he came back.
He came
Like
back.
no, like the Colts beat them. Like, I don't know what else to say. Daniel Jones had a passing touchdown, 316 yards, a rush touchdown.
Yeah. I thought that penalty was pretty dumb, but
hmm
that's just football.
Yeah.
Okay. Next game
Fun
is
game. What
okay, Steelers Seahawks. Seahawks played well.
Yeah.
Steelers, I think, are pretty bad, honestly, whatever. But that
They scored
touchdown,
how many points last week?
yeah, the touchdown on the you saw the touchdown on the kickoff?
Yes, yeah, yeah.
That was so weird. Like,
Mm.
I feel like that's not been talked about enough. That was a really weird thing that happened. I've never seen that before. They just let the ball roll into the end zone. He picks it up. That's just such
Like, I didn't
bullshit.
see it hit anyone. Who did it
It
hit?
doesn't, no, but that's the thing. It's a new rule. It doesn't, okay, well, it never had to hit someone, but normally if it rolls into the end zone, it's just a touchback. But because it landed in landing zone, then it's a live ball once it rolls into the end
Wait,
zone. So he
what?
just
I thought
left
it
it.
hit someone. That's why.
No, 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 no. It
Wait, whoa,
doesn't
whoa,
matter.
whoa. This is blowing my mind now.
It's landing zone. You don't know
That's
about landing zone,
crazy.
bro?
Well, yeah, I do, but like I thought you just had to. Oh my God, wait, that's crazy,
It's so
actually.
dumb. But yeah, whatever. That game was not that interesting.
Mhm.
Joe Burrow seems to be out for 3 months. Bengals
Yeah.
still win. They're
What
two
what
and
else is what
four.
else is new though?
Yeah, it sucks though. It just
I want to talk about the Bengals a little bit later. We can
okay.
yeah
Okay. Yeah, we'll talk about them in the 2 and 0 section.
yeah.
Okay, Lions are back. Lions are back, I
Are the
think.
Bears that bad or are the Lions back?
I think it's a combo, but you don't just
Yeah
score 52 points for no
yeah.
reason.
Um, the double revenge game.
What was the double revenge game?
Well,
Oh, the Ben Johnson.
yeah, Ben Johnson
Oh
game.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I didn't watch much of this game, and you don't have a chance to win if your defense gives up 52 points, but
hmm
Caleb Williams was not good
He wasn't
at
good.
all. And there's this Substack piece. It's like a three-part like deep dive on him that I really want to read. But I have to pay for it. And apparently he's just like a disaster of a person, of a player. Just doesn't work hard enough, is a diva, all the things you could probably expect. So
All
I
the
don't
things
know.
you don't want in a professional quarterback.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I have any faith in him, honestly.
Yeah.
So Pats Dolphins, weird game, whatever.
The back-to-back kickoff and punt
Yeah,
return
that was such
touchdowns.
nonsense. But that was, I mean, that was fun.
Yeah.
Um, Bills kill the Jets.
Wait,
I've
wait,
talked
can
about
we I
that.
want to say one thing about Miami. We can talk about it in the 0 and 2. But you see like the video of Tyreek Hill like crashing out after the 2-0 overthrow?
From this week?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see it.
Oh my God. Like literally Tua threw a wide open Tyreek Hill. No one within like 20 yards of him overthrew him, and Tyreek Hill literally like was jumping up and down, like taking off his helmet. Like they are just such a dysfunctional team.
I'm sure Tyreek Hill's a really, really nice guy.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's really easy to get along with,
Yeah. Mac
especially if
Jones played
you're
well, though. Or not Mac, fuck, not Mac Jones, another white guy. Drake.
yeah, same person. Drake
Yeah.
May. Yeah, Drake May was
Um,
good.
Maybe
Good for
we
Drake.
can transition into the 49ers versus Saints with that one.
Do you want to talk about? I don't really want to talk about
No,
that.
but San Francisco's 2-0 and they haven't played well either game.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that in our 2-0 rankings. Yep, Ravens beat the Browns. No surprises there.
Remember when we texted being like the Browns defense is really good?
Yeah, and then they gave up like 30 points.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was fun.
Yeah. And then Cardinals Panthers almost,
Almost.
honestly.
They looked
Bryce
good.
had a
The
little
Bryce Young
rejuvenation.
looked good when the game was out of hand.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't like either of those teams.
No.
I know Joey's a big Cardinals guy. I don't know if he's still on that. So,
Rams Titans.
oh, yeah, forgot about
Yeah,
that.
we can
Well, you
skip.
liked Cam Ward. You want to talk about
I did
that?
like Cam Ward. Your defense giving up 33 points is out of your control as the quarterback. The stats aren't gonna blow you away. 19 of 33 for 175. He took 5 sacks again. Somewhat of a theme. Like maybe I can talk give this its own section, but I wanted to talk about it because of the Sunday night game. So maybe I can wait a minute. But a theme, and it's a constant theme, is young quarterbacks taking too much time.
Yeah.
Chris Collinsworth was talking about it on the broadcast. And like even I was noticing it. And honestly, can I just say Chris Collinsworth these last 2 weeks have like feels like rejuvenated Chris
I
Collinsworth.
always love Chris Collinsworth. Even if he's
Yeah.
like silly, he's still like great entertainment.
Yeah, he's great. But I think towards the end of the season sometimes he can like fade off and he just gets excited when the season starts. And so I think he's been a little
Yeah.
rejuvenated. But one of the main things he was talking about is young quarterbacks be taking too much time. Like he had a sentence, it was like 2.5 seconds and out. Like that's it. Like this isn't this you're not playing like a mid-level SEC team. Like it's 1, 2, out.
Yeah.
10 minutes by the way. And so I thought that was really interesting. But he played well, Cam Ward. I'm excited to see what he goes, but we can move on.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to talk about the 2-0 teams now.
Oh,
There
Falcons
are a
Vikings
decent
Sunday night
amount of
football.
2-0
Terrible
teams.
game.
We have four, five, sorry,
Hmm.
6, 7, 8 2-0 teams, and they're very, very uninspiring 2-0 teams. So Bills and Packers, both 2-0, both I
I'm
think
trying
we
to
can
get the
agree, legit contenders. Nothing more to say about them, right?
who are we talking about?
The
Sorry.
Bills and the Packers.
Yeah, nothing to talk about.
Eagles, they won the Super Bowl. I know it's been a weird 2 games,
Yeah.
but still. So the NFC West right now has 3 teams at 2-0,
Hmm.
none of which I'm too enthusiastic about. Niners, Cardinals, Rams. Do you have a favorite of those three?
I think the Rams.
Yeah.
Um, it's not even the team itself. It's Sean McVay.
Yeah.
Like the team is always going to be like pretty decent with like the quarterback and the defense that they have, but it's going to be elevated by Sean McVay. And so, you know, the 49ers with no Purdy for a little while, like I know that they won today, didn't really blow my socks off. Cardinals, you mentioned it very briefly. What is that team? What is Kyler Murray?
I,
We'll see.
do you like Kyler Murray?
No, I don't. Like, I just don't know what a 5'10" quarterback can actually accomplish. Like, I know, or whatever, like, I know he's been in the league a while, and like, he's probably like done more than anyone expected, or a lot of people expected, and more than I've expected too. But like, what else has he done besides play 6 or 7 years? Like, he hasn't done anything in the playoffs. Like,
Yeah.
he's just there, and that's fine. But
I feel like we've been doing this with Kyler Murray for a
yes.
long time. Of just
Um,
like, oh, Kyler Murray, yeah, Kyler Murray's fun, he's good, but like, yeah, I'm never gonna have faith in him.
mm-mm.
But yeah, I agree with you with the Rams. Like I'm not saying the Rams are like one of the best teams in the league, but with that said, the coach QB combo, you have to feel good about it. And
Mm-mm.
Stafford and McVay, they're just they can carry a team. They can carry an offense. They know what they're doing. So yeah, I like the Rams. The Niners, I don't want to like write them off yet because
Mm-mm.
whatever they've had a couple not super impressive games, but they've still won. But I don't know. I don't think they're that good, and they've not shown me anything to believe that they're a real contender except for winning both of their first two
You
games.
know what these first two games have showed is these first two games have showed that they're probably going to reach their win total over, um,
Hmm.
and they're probably going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
But I think once they make the playoffs and have to play a team who's going to be like focused and is like, all right, no more like, yeah, we could play, but like whatever. Like they're gonna get exposed a little bit.
Yeah. So looking at the AFC, we had Bengals Jaguars. Just realizing that one of those teams is going to be 2-0 killed me. But the Bengals are the 2-0 team. Everyone expects them to go 0-2 to start the season, but now they're 2-0, and no one is any more confident in them
Yeah.
as a
Even
result.
even if Joe Burrow was still playing, I think people would be like, I don't really know about this.
Yeah, I
But
just I just think this team is really no good. And Browning, like, could
best
Browning
backup
bring the
quarterback.
Bengals to 9-8? Yeah, he probably could, especially now that they're 2-0. But yeah, we've talked enough about how we don't like the Bengals.
Like
And
that
then
offensive line just pisses me off so much. Like
yeah,
I
it's
saw
just
I saw
horrible.
something on Instagram yesterday and it actually made me like chuckle for a little while. It's like 100 million obese people in the United States and the Bengals couldn't find five of them to block for Joe Burrow.
Ugh, it's so awful. It's just like there's nothing worse. It's just you can't even believe that these multi-billion-dollar franchises are left in the hands of people that don't care about offensive line.
Well, it's not even that. It's just like you can't pay offensive linemen when you're paying your three guys on offense $120 million. Like
Yeah.
in a salary cap league, like that's why when the Cowboys trading Micah Parsons, it's like, all right, you're not gonna pay him $50 million. You're not gonna pay Dak 60 million and then CD 30 million. Like that's just like cap suicide.
Hmm.
But at the same time, and sometimes you gotta just pay them and an offensive line is where you got to put your money in. And like at least if you're not gonna put your money in, at least draft. And like I don't know. It is what it is.
So one more team that is undefeated, and we've talked a little bit about them, Colts. Last year we had a 2-0 team after the first 2 weeks that blew us away, surprised us with their electric offense. They killed an opponent that we saw as competitive in the Cowboys and turned out to be one of the worst teams in the league. And you remember the Saints last year,
Hmm.
led by the one and only Derek Carr, one of the best quarterbacks of all time, I'd say.
Your uncle's favorite quarterback.
He's a very smart quarterback. Anyway, Colts are 2-0. They've just looked great. Even if they had lost that game, I still would have been impressed with them because the Broncos are
Hmm.
a good team. Does this continue?
I think a little bit. I don't think it's this level, but I think they're gonna be in games. I don't know. Jonathan Taylor's looked back too.
He's looked
He's
good.
he's very much back. Their new tight end, Warren, on
Yes,
my fan
yeah.
on my fantasy team, very fun. And Daniel Jones doesn't have to be over 300 yards a game, Daniel Jones, every week. Like,
I mean, I'm gonna do my Daniel Jones take because I watched him play for 6 years for my
mhm.
team. I'm not that surprised that he's been good. And this is so weird for me to say because I definitely didn't like Daniel Jones. No Giants fan liked Daniel Jones. But after, the playoff season, I was I was definitely in favor of giving him that contract,
Hmm.
which looks crazy now, obviously, but he was like he was a solid quarterback. He was an okay player, and I think it's very easy to see that the Giants system did not support him. I don't think that he's had a good offensive coordinator at all. I don't think Daboll's a good coach. Offensive line's always been bad. So it just made sense that he was no good in New York. And if you were to tell me he was going to have a good coach, I don't know if Steichen's a good coach. Maybe. Good offensive line, good receivers, good tight end. I'm not surprised that he's playing well. But, I don't want to overreact too much to him because it's still Daniel Jones,
Yeah.
and 2 games is not going to prove anything to me. People can figure him out, whatever. I just want to close off my little Daniel Jones speech by saying I'm happy for him, even
Hmm.
though he was not good for the most part on the Giants. He seems like a very good guy, and he always put his heart and soul on the field when he was playing for the Giants. So, I think he
Yeah.
deserves good things in his career, and I hope he gets a little contract. But he's been paid. You know what? Never mind. He's been paid enough.
Yeah, yeah, no. I mean,
He's got money.
like even as a Cowboys fan, I absolutely agree with you. Um, like I don't know if I'd call him like good. Like if I was watching the Giants, I don't know if I'd be like, you know what, he could be good. Like I was watching from an outsider's perspective, but I get it. Um, but yeah, I'm excited for the Colts. I do think that they could put a real showcase in and win the AFC South. Like I'm willing to be
It's a
wrong.
bad division. It could
Yeah,
happen.
I'm very much willing to be wrong. But I think Houston's gonna lose tonight. Like
Yeah,
just completely off
I
topic.
agree.
I think Houston's gonna lose tonight. I think they're gonna be 0-2, and I think the Colts should be favored to win the division. And I think they are
Yeah.
probably already are. Okay.
All
Do you
right,
want to take a
let's wrap
break?
this up,
Come back to who do 0-2 teams, and then
and then we'll have the rest of them on.
yeah, we'll
All
run
right.
through the 0-2 teams quick.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Welcome back.
The bad teams,
Hmm.
and we're gonna do a little panic meter. Say all these guys have pretty high panic meters, honestly. And then we'll just kind of talk about a couple teams that are 1-1 maybe, and we will then bring in the rest of the guys to do a little Philly sports check-in. So Jets and Dolphins, yeah, both awful, right?
Yeah, I'd be quite worried if I was the Dolphins that you're gonna bottom out. And I think you should. I think you had a run. You made a valiant effort with Tua, Tyreek, Jalen Waddle. 2 years ago, again, as we mentioned last week, like they beat a team 70-20. Like you made a
Yeah.
valiant effort. It's over. Jets, it's been over for 3 decades now.
Yeah, Jets is always over. Browns,
It's
yeah,
over.
Browns is over.
Their defense looked
Um,
good for 2 quarters, a quarter and a half.
yeah,
And I think that's a start. But when you're chasing Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, your defense gets tired. If your offense can't do anything, your defense is on the field all the time and you're gonna get beat up. But I think it's a
yeah.
start.
But it's just pointless. And then
Yeah.
Titans, I think the Titans are just going to be a fun team to keep an eye on.
Yeah. They're gonna be bad. They're
Because
not gonna be good in any way, shape, or form, but
yeah,
they can put up some fun games. I,
the
I already
the the
mentioned
key seems to be that they need to fire this coach.
he's a new coach though, right?
Second year.
Second year? I don't know.
So then the real 0-2 team that we need to kind of
Yeah.
gauge the panic meter for is the Chiefs. What's the panic meter at?
Um, like if 100 is like they're cooked, like or I'm
Yeah.
like really panicked, I'd say 55. Like you're 0-2, like AFC is bad. You're gonna make the playoffs, and you know that Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs can do whatever. You're missing half your receivers. They're gonna come back. If you lose next week and you're 0-3, we can start having like a serious conversation about them.
Yeah.
Um,
If they
not
lose to the
yet, but
Giants, then panic meters at 99.9.
yes, yes, yeah. They're playing the Giants next week, then yes, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I didn't even care like who they were playing next week. Like we start 0 and 3. Like it's hard. So, but playing the Giants, you can't lose that. Um,
Yeah.
I'm not too panicked yet.
And
They're
the
gonna go.
bottom
They're
of the
probably gonna go nine
AFC,
and eight.
yeah,
They're gonna
and the
make the
bottom of the
playoffs.
AFC is pretty bad.
But I
So,
do, but I do want to point out that before the season started, my pick was the Chiefs to miss the playoffs.
hmm,
Not looking terrible at the moment.
it's it's possible. I just don't know who that seventh team in the AFC is, so we'll see. All right, NFC 0-2 teams, Panthers and Saints. Um, yeah, I think
Yeah,
we
it's not
can
good.
cross them. And the Giants.
Bears.
Yeah, let's talk about Giants first because Bears are a little bit more interesting. Giants, Giants are a cross-off team in my opinion. They're not making the
Really, I think they've
playoffs.
been the best 0-2 team.
Yeah, well, maybe you're right. I just don't think they're great.
If we're really crossing teams off, I'd cross the Panthers off.
hmm
I'd
I
cross the
think I'd
Browns
cross the
off.
Saints
I'd
off
cross
too.
what?
I'd cross the Saints off
Yeah,
too.
I'd cross off the Dolphins.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
the Dolphins. Like
I
yeah,
I just think like the Giants are the type of team that's always going to lose the game
they
like
will.
yesterday. You
Yeah.
know, they're not going to pull those ones out. You know, they were 1-8 last year in one score games. That's and they've just been like this my entire life.
Mhm.
I could just go through the years and the games and all these, you know, heartbreaking things of them giving up a big field goal like I mentioned earlier and
Mhm.
whatever. So yeah, you know, and then the Bears. We did kind of talk about them.
Yeah. I feel so bad if I was a Bears fan because like this was supposed to be the year. Like
I
yeah, they had
know.
a lot of hype last year. It was 8.5. I think I took their over. I can't remember. I think I
I think I
did.
did too.
Yeah. I
It's
don't
just
know.
if
It's
if Caleb is a disaster, that's really bad.
like
Because then where do you go?
if Caleb Williams is a disaster, it starts to wonder if it's really just the Bears organization.
Yeah, but I think Caleb
Could
just showed
yeah.
so many red flags. It's like I know you can't really say this now in 2025 because back, you know, 18 months ago, Caleb was the consensus number one pick, but like picking him over Jaden Daniels just hurts.
But yeah, we don't have to talk about Jaden Daniels too much, but Jaden Daniels also wasn't that good. Like,
No, no, you're right. You're right. He was okay in that Green Bay game. I thought the Green Bay defense seems very, very good.
yeah, the Packers
So
seem like a juggernaut for sure.
yeah, yeah. So yeah. Any other teams you want to talk about before we invite the
Yeah, I
other
thought
guys
there
on?
was one. I think we already talked about them. Um, yeah, we did. We talked about the Baltimore Ravens a little bit.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't really know what else there is to talk about them actually. They scored 41 points against the Browns. Like it is what it is, but that offense, like I know we praised the Bills and Ravens, or at least I should say I praised the Bills and the Ravens last week, rightfully so. But those two teams again just look so much better than every other
Yeah,
team.
they're
Like
awesome.
The Bills didn't even look like they were awake and went 30 to 10.
Yeah. I mean, and
Like the Ravens started out a little slow in that game, and then we were like, wait, we're so much better than them, and then decided to
I
drop 41.
and I know that they were heartbroken after week one, but they've scored 80 points in their first two games. Like they're fine.
Yeah.
So tonight we have two pretty good games, I'd say.
Mhm.
Buccaneers versus Houston, and then we have the Vegas versus San Diego game. That's what I'm calling them because
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
I think the Bucks are 2-0. I think the Bucks are playing the
Texans.
Texans. I think the Texans are 2-0 or 0-2 after this game. And I think that panic meter is pretty high. Um the either the Chargers or the Raiders are gonna be leading that division. and
Yeah, I
so
know.
if the
Are
Raiders win
there
that game, that's a very interesting division.
are there any picks that you have for next week before we have the guys on?
I didn't even look at next week. I'm gonna say no because I kind of lost again this week. But if I had to look very, very quickly, um, 5.5 points, Chiefs versus Giants, kind of feels like a lot of points now.
I
Um, I'm
I
not
don't
betting
know,
on the,
man.
I'm
I don't
not
know
betting on
about
the
that.
Giants, but that looks like a lot of pick. That looks like a lot of
It
points.
does well, I don't know. I think the Giants offense will be stifled by the Chiefs defense, but
Something really sad is Jacksonville was 1.5 point favorites against the Texans.
yeah, that is sad.
That's a fall from grace if I've ever
I
seen
feel
one.
I feel I feel all right picking the Packers -8.5 against the Browns. I don't see
Yeah,
any way that game is resembles a close game.
yeah, I absolutely agree. Um, you know, I kind of like the Rams plus 3.5 against the Eagles. Like,
Yeah, but I've seen this game before,
yeah,
you know.
okay. Um,
What up, Joe?
I think that's good.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
Very good, very good. How are you guys?
Good, good. How you
Doing
feeling
well.
about the Eagles?
Pretty good, man. It was ugly yesterday for sure, but a win's a win. And we're starting to stack them up 2-0. Feeling good.
Yeah. We're talking about the Eagles Rams next week, and the Eagles are favored by 3.5. So Spencer like the Rams. I don't know. I feel like I've seen this game before. And the Eagles always win these games.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's not necessarily a trap game, because I think the Rams obviously gave the Eagles the biggest like threat to their Super Bowl run last year. But the Rams just haven't really wowed anyone, including me, right now. So I still got to take the Eagles until I'm proven otherwise. Until the offensive struggles become too big to like overcome, you got to take
Yeah.
the Eagles right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, I have one question for you about the lines next week. What do you think about the Chiefs minus 5.5 versus the Giants?
That's interesting. I
It's a
think you
lot
got
of
to take the
points.
Chiefs at the end of the day. I Although 5.5 is a big spread for a team that is like so defensive minded right now, and like they win a lot of one score games. Like when they are successful, they're not really blowing out teams. So I think that's a good pick for the Giants at 5.5. It's really intriguing for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know
Okay.
about that.
I'm excited for your
So,
this Phillies. I like to. I'm
yeah.
so excited to like, or Philadelphia, I should say, like just destroy any hope that you guys have.
So our next segment on the podcast is going to be Philly Sports Check-In. We're joined by fan favorite Matt and Philly legend Joey Mal. Both of them are big Sixers fans. Matt didn't really want to join for football because he doesn't care much about football, but Philly Sports Check-In is mostly going to concern the Sixers. We have a interesting season ahead of us where the ceiling and the floor are, high and low. There's a chance of Sixers winning 50 plus. There's a chance of them losing, 50 plus. So I'm gonna send it to you guys now to tell me your initial thoughts on the Sixers.
Matt, you go ahead first. I
Oh
just talked.
man. Yeah. Well, there's new footage been released. Embiid's back. He's playing. And I don't know, me and Joey have talked about this. It's like people don't get that like Embiid never plays, but like they never and like because of that they never like post him like playing. Like when they do show him like in the gym, which is very rarely, that usually always indicates that he will be playing soon. Um he isn't one of those guys that has like off season clips every year. Like, oh, he's like looks like he's gonna be really in shape or whatever. Like they actually just never in the gym ever. There's no clips of him. So like I do feel like it's like notable. And all the guys, I just feel like we've got a great culture. I think people underrate the culture. Maxi, great culture guy. You know, Edgecombe, great, culture guy. Great name
What's his,
too.
what's his name? What's his name?
DJ Edgecombe.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I
yeah,
don't
he
know. He
seems
seems
good.
like he's gonna be just like, man. I don't know, 6'7", whatever. Um, yeah, so I'm excited. I don't know, Joey, what do you have to say?
You're mute. You're
You're
mute.
muted, dude. Feeling like Zoom class.
I know, yeah, it's embarrassing. Some production issues on my end. But I don't know. I mean, I always am not excited all off season, and then September comes and I get excited. But now it's accompanied by a Joel Embiid video, and like Matt said, they don't Sixers don't release just anything. They know the fan base they have and how neurotic we are, and I don't know. I can't help but be optimistic about it. I don't think Paul George is going to be as bad as he was last year. It's kind of hard to be, and
Facts, dude.
I don't know if we're going 50 wins range yet, but I mean, the East is so bad right now, in my opinion. Like, so bad. The worst it's been in a while. And I don't know. I'm feeling good about the Sixers. Feeling good about the Sixers. But, the algorithm's not on their side. It's like we have the most back to backs, not many national televised games. It
Also, can we
seems.
talk about that? The most
Em-
back-to-backs.
Embiid
We had the
doesn't play back
second.
to backs.
If we had the second most back-to-backs, I would say whatever. The most back-to-backs in the league is an intentional punishment to the Sixers organization. Unfair, intentional. It's not random. It's not just like, that was the most convenient way to schedule the games. That's saying we hate Joel Embiid. That's basically what the league is saying.
For
I
sure.
Okay,
agree.
I have
Mhm.
a question. So, Sixers give Embiid this crazy contract, and now he's not playing. Would it occur to you guys that maybe they have some motivation to post this Embiid training clip with no knee brace? Maybe they have a PR incentive to do that?
Listen, I think that it would actually work against them PR wise to post something right now because they post this video and then Embiid is on the sideline or not on the sideline, even worse. Come game one, um, they're gonna have a whole nother problem on their hands. People freaking out, asking why this was even posted in the first place. I think that this really isn't nothing. Embiid is never featured on Sixers social media ever, and I don't know. Use the eyeball emojis. You don't use the eyeball emojis unless something's brewing in Philadelphia. So I'm confident still. We're good. We're good.
Yeah. Is he gonna play game one? I can't say. Is he gonna play game 15? Probably. That's what I would. That's where I'd put it.
All
Unless
right.
he played game 14.
Unless he played game 14, yeah.
The Sixers wouldn't lie about Embiid's injury status, though.
Mm-mm.
Well,
Oh no, the Sixers would never ever lie about Embiid's health.
Because they're the
No.
most ethical team, of
they're the
course.
most ethical team, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, last week, Joey, we'll describe it to you another time, but Matt declared the Sixers the league's most ethical team.
Yeah.
I was filled in a little bit. I was filled in a little bit that we're the most ethical team.
Yeah, I filled him in, yeah.
So, all right, here's another question for you guys then.
Yeah, what's up?
Last year we came up with the concept of the racist coach. So like, are you like a racist or like racist team, racist coach? So like, for example, Timberwolves not a racist team.
Mm-mm.
Chris
No, not a
Finch,
racist team.
Chris Finch, like popular in the locker room. Nuggets racist team.
Especially with Michael
Yeah.
Malone.
Well, yeah, we know. I mean, that's why MPJ was there for so long.
Yeah,
Even though
yeah.
he's not like white necessarily, he's still definitely like, yeah, he supports, I think, a lot of the locker room talk that goes
yeah.
on there.
So how are we feeling these days about the Sixers? Because there's been a lot of talk, Embiid versus Jokic, but Nick Nurse, I don't know. What are we thinking on this?
No, Nick Nurse isn't a racist coach. I don't know.
At worst, I think Nick Nurse dives into the pandering zone, if that makes sense. He might
Hmm.
a
Use
little
some lingo.
AAVE at times that crosses the line, but nothing too much. Bigger fish to fry in that locker room. Nick Nurse doesn't have time to be racist. But that's my take.
He doesn't have time to be racist. Yeah.
All right, so maybe he's apathetic at best.
Yeah, yeah. A little apolitical.
At worst, he's
Apolitical.
apathetic.
Oh yeah, at worst, at
At
worst.
best, where's he from? Is he like Kansas or something like that?
Nick Nurse?
Yeah.
Can we pull that up?
I mean, he does have like the white guy goatee though.
And
Like
his voice, it's kind of southern, but it could be like a little bit Midwesty. I don't know.
he's from
Oh, but
Iowa. He's from
Iowa,
Iowa.
yeah.
Iowa, yeah. Okay.
I don't
See,
know.
he was probably out on the cornfields growing up. He's probably pretty chill, I would guess. I don't know. I don't know. Iowa voted for Obama, right?
Yeah, I think twice they voted for
I think
Obama.
that was like a crazy thing that happened. And
So
based on that, I mean, what else do we need to even talk
do
about?
you remember in the election there was like this one stray poll that had Kamala winning Iowa?
Yeah, yeah, and everyone was like, "We got it,
We're like,
boys."
we're good, bro. We're good.
Yeah, like she was so brat that like,
I know. I know. Like Seb was sending the Iowa poll, just being like, yeah, like why are we even worried?
dude, brat is honestly not to derail this whole thing, but it is crazy that we marketed Kamala as Brat. Like Brat is an album about like, doing a lot of cocaine. Like that's like kind of like the underlying theme, you know? It's like partying and doing cocaine.
And
But like
like getting railed.
and like getting, whatever. But if it was just having sex, it would be like, all right, like that's just like hot girl shit, like whatever. We were basically wanting the president to like go out and like do coke with the girlies and like I'm just like surprised that like so many things like the Democratic Party like rejects as being kind of like too like I don't know progressive, too hip, too liberal for the conservative crowd. Brat was like a pretty I don't know out there move. No one really knew what it was on the right, but still
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
I mean, you say cocaine, like cocaine's not the Schedule One drug that crack is, you know? Like if it was crack, that would be bad. That would
If
be
it was
bad.
crack, Kamala
Cocaine,
would be arresting Charlie XCX.
true. But cocaine, it's a big difference. Like it's a
Mhm.
seriously different thing.
Yeah, it is. Like if you ever listen to Hunter Biden talk about it, it's like it's a big difference. Like because coke is just like you're a little bit whatever. Crack is like that's what puts you on the street. Like that's what the homeless people
Are
are
you are
smoking.
you are you speaking from experience there?
No, I've never smoked crack or done cocaine. So
Yeah, you haven't been around cocaine at all recently.
no, I mean I've never done cocaine. Like you
I
drug
know,
test.
I know, I know.
Yeah.
Well, so like, should we tie this back to Philly? Like,
Oh, free
who's
meat.
doing who's doing cocaine on the Sixers?
Who's doing drugs on the Sixers? I mean, honestly, I think if we had to rank like Sixers on like most likely to have done cocaine, I would put Kelly Oubre at one, then Paul George. Um,
Tyrese Maxey is definitely last.
Well, dude, Paul George and his wife are probably doing cocaine on the All-Star
that
break.
that's what I mean when he's breastfeeding. Like I don't think he's sober. Let's just say
I think McCain could be on the
Dude,
2C, bro, on the pink cocaine.
he's on two
no,
C. You know about
no,
two C?
dude. McCain is
Really?
huffing
That's
his
crazy.
hairspray.
Um, no, but I think McCain, like, if you actually watch his vlogs, like, he's locked the fuck in. Like, he's such like him and Maxi are so locked in. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're not really like going out to the
on
club or anything.
on like which backpack to wear to school.
What is that? Because they're like young. Is that like the joke there?
No, because he's 3 days into college and he's 2 lectures behind.
That's stupid.
That's so stupid.
No, but he's just like a weird little like influencer. Like I don't know.
Yeah, but like he's not doing cocaine, and like,
No, he's not. No, he's not
but
doing
Kelly Oubre probably
Kelly Oubre, who's not happy, by the
who's
way.
not happy with his situation.
Why is he not
that.
happy with the situation? Didn't he just sign a contract?
He did just sign a 2-year contract 1 year
What-
ago, but he's in Instagram comments right now,
Like it's like
saying
what
that
they
he's
always
not
do.
very happy
Like
with
Philly,
his situation.
Philly's not showing us enough love when we're like overpaying you as a role player. Like, I don't know, dude. Go to like a good team. You won't get any minutes, man. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
like we're
Kelly
a good team.
Oubre is Kelly
What
Oubre is frustrated
situation
that he
does he
doesn't play for
want?
the Hornets anymore and averaging 20 points a
Because
game.
he averaged 20 points with the Hornets. Like, dude, you're not. He would not play a single minute in any game on OKC for any reason.
This is a paragraph. He said, "I love Philly, but that love is not reciprocated. What happened to this place?"
Well, probably because he was always running over people with his car in the middle of the night.
No, wait, he's the
No,
one who
he
got
got
run
run
over.
over.
Yeah, but we don't know. There was no footage of it.
That was
No,
actually a crazy story
They
because
couldn't find the
it
footage of
came
him
out
getting
like
hit
at
by the
such a
car.
random time. It was like, yeah, Kelly Oubre just got like
What the hell?
It was like after a game. It's like on his way home.
Yo, you guys in gallery view right
Joey.
now?
Oh my
Are you
God.
guys in gallery
yeah,
view?
I just blew this thing up. Whoa,
I'm all blue.
we
Whoa.
got studio lighting. Well, anyway, we got Tyler on the podcast. First time on the podcast.
Mhm.
Tyler doesn't know anything about sports, but we can talk about other things with him.
Yeah, like what do we want to talk about?
Um,
You have a plan, Toby?
no, I just thought it would be a fun gimmick to have Tyler on.
I
That's
did not
fire.
know about this. This is exciting.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Tyler, give us an update on the DC music scene.
All right, DC music scene update. Um, it's all still quirky white boys with earrings and
oh,
circular glasses.
who's bigger, Home Remedies or Barra?
Vera, obviously, bro.
Who's more successful as a drummer, you or drummer Sam?
Drummer Sam is back in Chicago doing whatever he's doing, so he's not out here.
Mm.
He's
He's
not pounding the
where?
pavement.
He's back in Chicago.
Back. Oh shit.
Um, wow. So who else is a drummer that we can compare you to?
Are you making fun of me for not having a plan for this part of the podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, who cares?
I just thought that no, it doesn't matter. I mean, no one's gonna, or a lot of people are gonna watch this, but they're not gonna care. That we don't have a plan. But I just thought that you would have like a bullet point, like, you know.
Okay, Matt had the idea to do sibling corner
Oh, yeah,
instead of parent corner, but we could do like sibling slash friend slash like girlfriend corner if anyone's brave enough to share a story
yeah,
about their girlfriend. We got five guys with girlfriends on this podcast.
yeah. So we
Damn.
can all just talk about that, or sibling. We all have siblings. We all have
Mhm.
parents. We could talk about any of these, and friends. A lot of our friends are the same, so we can maybe work out a problem. You know,
Um, I have a story, but it's not like a sibling story. It's just like or a girlfriend story. It's just a story. I don't know if
it's not
Toby,
about any of the. It's not about any of the stuff we were just saying.
yeah.
There were a lot of options.
No, but Toby, I don't know if I told you. Did you
Uh-oh.
hear my scooter got stolen last week?
I did hear that.
After doing
I,
comedy.
I heard that you just kind of looped the cable around
No,
it.
but like I twisted it and shit, but it didn't
Well,
work.
clearly it didn't. You didn't do enough.
No, obviously not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Well,
had a U-lock. I mean, my bike was stolen.
your bike was
Damn.
stolen the day you moved into the new
Mm-hmm.
place.
From outside?
Oh, do you know this, Toby?
No.
Literally 24 hours into living on 16th Street near U Street corridor, my bike got like nabbed after being
Ugh.
unlocked in my backyard in Glover Park for over a year with like basically without me touching it.
Did you just like did you just lock it out front?
Well, so yeah, we have this like front yard-ish kind of patio area, and there's like a lot of trees and bushes and stuff. And I when I brought my bike here, I knew that I was kind of taking a risk by like even just putting it in my front like patio. Like I tried to tuck it behind a bush, but I was trying to figure out where like to keep it. Like I was like, I'm just gonna lock it here, kind of hide it. Like I need to like finish moving in. I'm just gonna lock it here. I don't want to bring it into the apartment because like Brooke was still moving out and she had all her stuff in there. And then yeah, by the next day at like 3 p.m. I was like helping Brooke move out and I didn't even realize like mid move out. I'm like, oh shit, my bike's just gone. Yeah, they cut right through the wire lock.
Damn.
All
What does
right.
that say about the difference between U Street and Glover Park?
It says a lot.
You know what, guys? Let's
24
not
hours.
get into that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can't
maybe
say anyone. Hopefully, we
not
don't
the
have an
right
audience that
crowd.
knows much about DC, but there's definitely an implication there on Toby's end. Um,
What?
so here's a question I have. let's do this as a little because not only do we all have girlfriends and siblings, and I think we all have siblings with that siblings that are dating people. Not
Hmm.
all boys, not
Is
all
Cam
girls.
dating someone?
Ham's dating not a boy
Cam,
or a girl.
A
Cam has
what?
a partner who's non-binary.
A non-binary girl?
Hmm.
Wow.
I do have one story. They met my parents the other day for the first time, and Cam was saying how well it went,
Mm.
and Cam really, really, really likes this person. I've never heard him talk about anyone the way he talks
Well,
about them.
that's good. The question I was gonna ask to the group is like, let's say, like, at what point do you like get actually invested in like your siblings like partner, and at what point do you kind of just like if you don't necessarily like fuck with them that much, are you kind of like, all right, well, they're sticking around for a bit. I gotta lock in and like get used to this shit.
Do you not you don't fuck with Katie's boyfriend?
I mean, not really, man. But I didn't want to
Yeah.
make it about me. I'd rather hear what you guys
Okay.
have to say,
I feel like it's
and then
pretty
and then
easy.
give my take at the end after
It's
you guys.
pretty easy, like if you don't like your sibling significant other, it's pretty easy to kind of like be dismissive about it for like years, honestly, like not really interact with them, like kind of just be like whatever. And then if they're getting married, like you kind of have to figure your shit out. Like, are you gonna like actually have beef with this person? Or are you gonna try to get to know him better? But it can kind of go both ways. Like I like my brother's girlfriend, and I don't know, you said like at what point do you like what's your question?
Like, at what point, or at what point are you like, even if you like them, like, at what point are you like, fuck, they're sticking around. Like, I gotta make
Well,
my peace.
Well, my
they
brother's
haven't.
girlfriend is doing her PhD like at Duke, and that's like a 6-year program, and they're still together. So,
All right, you
I
know
mean,
what? Yeah,
my brother's like the same age as your sister, more or less. Like he's been
yeah.
dating his girlfriend for like 2 years or more.
Wait, that's it? I think they've been dating for like 3 or 4 years.
that makes sense. That makes
No,
sense.
but like one, I don't see my brother that much, so like it doesn't really affect me, even though I like his girlfriend very much. She's great. But two, I'm like, I'm not really worried about like, oh, we have 10 minutes. I'm not really worried about this like whole idea of them getting married yet, because my brother's 19, so I'm not tripping
Yeah,
about the idea that my brother's like closing the gap on marriage. So I feel like for your sister's boyfriend, like they're pretty young and they're
Yeah.
probably just gonna break up at some point.
I
yeah, facts.
I like the way I would
True.
say is I haven't met Cam's partner yet, but I basically like if he likes that person, like it doesn't really matter how I feel is what I've realized because I've hated some of his past girlfriends,
Damn.
hasn't made a difference.
Don't
But
you like DM with one of them?
yes, I did.
Yo, what's up with that?
Yeah, dude,
She was a Phillies fan and like Cam tr like tried to break up with her and he did and then she like started like DMing me
He
to try and
tried to break
stay in
up
his
with her.
life.
I never get that. There's always people that say I tried to break up with somebody. I failed. What does that mean? Like that means what does
He
that?
went over to break up with her and then they ended up hooking up and then couldn't break up.
Yeah,
Um
I've heard about
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
phenomenon. I've never understood it. It's stupid.
but I've never met his
Men are
current
weak.
partner and so all I've like I just know everything I know about her is just how he's described or know about them is how he's described them. And from what he said, they seem great, and so I'm
Uh,
happy. I'm happy for him and for them.
Well, that's awesome.
So
Yeah.
what you guys so wait, no, Matt. So why don't you like this guy?
Oh, well, this is on the internet, but I'm treating it just as like a FaceTime with you for.
I can cut this.
Yeah, you can cut it.
Yeah, don't clip that. Basically, yeah, he's just kind of like a dick, you know. He's just kind of like rude. Doesn't have good. Doesn't isn't really nice, you know. Isn't really a nice guy. And they were kind of like dating for a while, but now they're like he's like coming over, like they're like dating, boyfriend, girlfriend. He's coming over to the house all the time and stuff. Like it just kind of like got more serious over the summer, I guess. Um, and like it's just like shit, dude. I think he's gonna be, you know, because I met him when they were first. kind of like talking or whatever. I went to visit and I met him, and I was like, all right, this guy's not sticking around. Like he seems like a dick. And then, but now he's like sticking around. I'm like, fuck, dude. I gotta like talk to him a bit. Like I can't, because like you'd rather than be chill because you're not gonna influence. You can't ever get someone to break up with someone. That's an impossible thing to do.
Yeah.
You
Do
know.
you have like an older brother gene? You know, like are you like kind of do you think you would have this kind of reaction with anyone?
Oh no, I think that I've wanted her to have a person because this is her first real boyfriend, her first boyfriend. I don't even want to say real boyfriend. Um, actually no, first real boyfriend. Um, but yeah, I would like to have a little guy around because it's like I never had a younger brother, so I would like to have a little guy, but not this guy necessarily.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah,
What are you gonna do?
I don't know, Joey. How are you feeling about your about Nikki's pink hair girl?
Yeah, my brother has a girlfriend with pink hair. That's pretty cool. He's a sophomore in high school though, and he plays bass in a band. Um, I think he might be in over his head. Some lessons are going to be learned by the end of this thing for sure.
Oh shit, dude.
But
Yeah.
Better get his shit rocked.
yeah,
Uh,
he's
Yeah,
cooked. But
pink
he,
pink hair girl as a sophomore in high school is never gonna end well, but
yeah. Toby dated a pink hair
Oh, I
girl in high
forgot he's
school.
that young.
I
Oh
did.
shit, bro.
Didn't I?
Arslan dated a pink haired girl.
yeah, he's in it.
Oh,
He's he's
Wait, not girl, not girl.
he's definitely
do not put this out.
he's
Cut
trying
that.
to assimilate. He's trying to assimilate to her friend group for sure. He's raiding my closet. He's cutting up my dad's jeans, making jorts. He's doing anything he can to hang with her for
Dude.
sure. But
It's crazy that
Oh
that's what the sophomores
man.
in high school are doing. Like when we were sophomores in high school, you were wearing like Under Armour shorts and you had a dad pen. Like that was
Yeah.
being
Like
like advanced and chill. Like
maybe
Yeah.
maybe you had some Vans. Maybe you
yeah,
had
yeah,
some
you
Vans.
advance. You
Yeah.
advance
That
probably.
was
If you were a
edgy. That was
stoner, you
edgy.
advance.
You were still yeah, yeah. I had like the blue Vans that like Robo wears.
Yeah. Yeah,
No,
bro. I was wearing white
but
van.
I feel like these trends are just like reaching kids so much more easily these days. You
Yeah.
know,
Is,
the internet and TikTok.
is
But
it the
also that's
damn phones? We got kids wearing jorts now. What's next?
but there's interesting it's interesting because there's things that like eighth graders and ninth graders like do and talk about that they do way before it gets to us and then it becomes a thing for us. Like different sayings and like stupid like memes or whatever. But then shit
Like
like
six,
like
seven.
what
yeah,
saying?
like six, seven or shit like that. Like honestly, like eighth, ninth graders were like probably talking about that before us.
Yeah.
Like jorts and stuff, we were doing that 4 years ago. Like that was like a
Like
thing probably.
their mom was still dressing them when we were like
Right.
going to
Right. So it's
Georgetown flea
like that
market.
trend gets to them, but by the time that trend gets to them, there's already a new trend that like the 20-year-olds are doing. I feel like the prime, like, do you feel like the prime is like 19, 20? Like that's when you're like really like have your finger on the pulse. I feel like we're already washed.
I feel
Yeah.
like no, but
We are
okay.
washed.
Here's what I was thinking though: is like 1920 is when like the most people will like assess you as being kind of like on trend because like the younger people will think you're cool and the older people will think you're cool, but like the time when like you're really able to like make a trend almost is actually when you're like our age. I feel like if not like if you're a normal person, but I feel like
Yeah.
trends come
Yeah.
from like people in marketing or in the art scene that
You're
are
right.
our
You're a
age
little
and like
older.
are like aware of what's going on, but also still like kind of just doing their own thing. I feel like so. I feel like we are sort of at a cool age where like even if we're not picking up on the trends like as easily, like we can actually like if you get the right job, if you're in the right position, you can actually like influence that shit kind of.
I I also like I don't know how long this is gonna last, but I still am at the age where anyone younger than me, I'm like, you don't know shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like and I expect that people older than me feel that about me too, but like,
Mhm.
my brother's 19, like he's in like that sweet spot for the cool age, but I'm like, bro, like you haven't had a breakup yet. Like, like
Yeah,
you don't know anything
yeah.
still.
You need a breakup. You
You
need a
need
breakup.
he hasn't had one breakup yet, really.
Well, he's only had one like serious relationship and
That's
he's in it.
crazy, man. I mean, I went through a terrible breakup when I was like 15. And
Yeah,
not
when I
that
was
like
15, I wanted to
necessarily
die after
changed
my
my
girlfriend
life,
broke up
but
with me.
like it was important, you
But
know.
like, yeah, there's those things you need to happen before you can like, I don't know, like
Before you
lock
ever
in.
settle into like something, you know. Even if
Yeah.
he goes till he's 23 without a breakup, when he gets broken up with at 23 or vice versa, like it's gonna be a reset.
No, dude, you want to like, I don't know, maybe him and his girl are really happy, but like, you want to have the first breakup when you're in college. I think like,
Yeah,
because if
but
your first breakup is like when you're out of, I've never met anyone whose first breakup is out of college. I feel like that would fuck you up.
those people are on the
Oh,
fucking street now, man.
Yeah, dude, seriously. Because they probably have like, because
um,
then your like finances are probably together a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, probably living
You're supposed to
together.
go to Italy.
You, yeah,
maybe you're thinking about a cat.
we were thinking about a cat.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah,
I don't wish that upon anyone.
yeah, man.
No.
Joey suspiciously turned his camera off.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, hey, hold up.
Uh, Toby, when do you come to DC again?
Pretty soon, actually. In about like 3 weeks.
They're gonna meet Kenny.
Joey and Matt,
Yeah,
And
I'm
you
gonna
Matt's
be
gonna
guys,
meet
both, you
playing.
Kenny.
guys both have to come to DC.
Oh, maybe I'll come. I don't know.
I
I
have
just
one
Probably.
texted
confirmed.
I
I
just
have one
texted Will
confirmed
today.
visit for Halloween,
Matt,
but
I thought you were gonna come.
I'm coming
Oh,
sooner than that,
chill.
you know.
No, yeah, I'll be there. I just don't know if I'll be there when Toby's there or maybe a different weekend in October. But I'm definitely gonna come in October.
That's
But I
good.
might see Toby like in New Jersey or in
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Jersey, I guess. It just might
Yeah,
make more sense. But
it
When are you
might.
coming back, Tobe?
Well, I'm gonna be in the US from the 2nd to the 12th of October. I'm gonna be in a few places, but I'm gonna be in DC from the 5th to the 7th.
All right.
So,
It's gonna be a lot of
yeah,
fun.
looking forward to it. All right, guys, we have less than a minute.
oh man, if only
Tyler,
we had.
should I start this pod with a Barra song?
You can
Should
do
we
whatever
do?
you
Should we
like.
do? We should do like FaceTime. Like beers one night, man. Like this on Zoom.
It'd be fun. It'd be
Yeah.
fun.
Or I guess we fucked up for Toby.
Right. The time would be tough.
The
Or we
time
just
would be
drink
tough.
at 10
5 a.m.
a.m.
beers for Toby.
Yeah, you guys could drink early.
We could do day drinking on a weekend.
Yeah. I was
For
day
like for
drinking
like the
yesterday for
day
football.
of like the sports games. You know what I mean? Of like on a Sunday or something
For
or like
football, yeah.
whatever. Yeah. I
All
don't
right,
know.
let's do it. Let's do it. It'll be fun. All
Yeah.
right, Spence, want to do the recording?
Yeah.